Hello, vinyl community and music lovers in general. I'm Gary, and this is Physical Format Rock and Roll. Cheers, and thank you for tuning in. I have a Christmas ale, of course. It's that time of the year, which means it's towards the end of the year, so I just wanted to do my top 10 new releases for 2022. Now, I'll be realistic and I'll admit, there's some albums out there I haven't had a chance to get yet. There's still a few that I just haven't been able to buy. So who knows, if I had all of them to choose from, maybe this list would be a little bit different, but I'm going by what I have, obviously. And this time around, as opposed to what I have done in the past, it's going to be a mixture of some CDs as well as vinyl because, as we know, the record companies this year really jacked up their prices on some of the new releases and tried to screw you and me, the consumer. So there were certain times where I said, sorry, but I got to go with the CD on that. That's just the way it is. So anyway, the first thing I want to say before I get into my top 10 is, we had a lot of great reissues this year, and, I'm not going to mention all the big ones that everybody has already talked about, but one I do want to mention real quick, along with some of the big heavy hitters that we have seen, is the Kinks, Muswell Hillbillies. This is one that I bought that I love. Sounds fantastic. It's a great record, so don't forget that the Kinks had a couple of reissues this year also. Now, another preemptive strike here that I'm going to do is I grabbed a couple that I didn't put on my top 10 that maybe would be there, but I didn't put them on there for certain reasons because just an easier way for me to narrow them down. So the first one here is Portals from Kirk Hammett. Fantastic instrumental from Kirk. I love this. This is great to listen to, but it's an EP, so I thought I'm not going to put any EPs on there, but definitely worth checking out from Kirk. Another one that I didn't put on is this Oriente Live from Hollywood. This is really good, but the only reason I didn't use this is because it's a live album, so it doesn't have any new songs. These are songs from her previous 4 albums, but this is really good. I really like it. And the CD also comes with a DVD, and I'm not even 100% sure if it was released on vinyl. So that is the reason why that won't go in. The next one is this terrific one from Beth Hart. This is a tribute to Led Zeppelin that she did. Does a fantastic job on these songs. I don't know how well you can see through the plastic and everything with the lighting in here. Some of the songs that are on there, but she does a great job. But, it's an all covers album, so I didn't want to put that in there. With those covers albums, sometimes you only listen to them so much, so I wasn't going to put that. Now, the next one, this is the latest from Billy Idol. This is The Cage. Also, though, it's an EP. So there's only 4 songs on here, so I thought I'm not going to put it in my top albums, top 10 albums, because there's only 4 songs on it. But to be clear, if this had more songs on it, just going by the 4 that are on here, this would easily be in my top 5. I love this album, and if you wanted to take this and put out the one he had last year, make one album out of it, you would have a terrific album that would be fighting for the top spot. Definitely recommend this one. Now, here we go with the top 10. Starting off, barely cracking the top 10, would be the 19th studio album from the Scorpions, Rock Believer. This is a fun album. Klaus and the boys are still rocking. Definitely not their best output, but I still like it. I enjoy it. It has its cheesy moments, but it also has some classic Scorpions songs in here. So definitely worth picking up. Rock Believer by the Scorpions. Nice to see that they are still going. Next up was kind of a surprise for me. And that is, coming in at number 9 is Patient Number 9 from Ozzy Osbourne. His 13th studio album. This was done with producer Andrew Watt, who also does some co-writing on here and plays on here. So he has a lot to do with this album. This has guest stars galore on this thing. I know it might have a bit of a disjointed feel to it, and I get that. But I was pleasantly surprised by this album, and I think it's a good comeback. I like this way better than I did Ordinary Man, even though I did like some of that album. But this is a pretty good album from Ozzy. Coming in at number 8 would be 18 by Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp. Now this one, I will say, would probably be much higher on my list, except for the fact that it is a little bit kind of all over the place, a little bit convoluted at times. It seems like they should have done a better job working together at times to create a more fully realized album. But it has some fantastic moments, and it also has one of my favorite songs of the year. This is a song for Miss Hedy Lamarr. I love that song. Has a great David Bowie kind of feel to it. So 18 by Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp. Coming in next at number 7 would be Digital Noise Alliance by Queensryche. Really good. Todd Latour sounds fantastic on this. Does a really good job of recreating different eras, sounds of different eras of Queensryche. My only complaint and why it might not be higher, it's too long. This album is probably, I don't know, maybe an hour long or something. And they have a cover of Rebel Yell. Totally pointless. There's no reason to put that on here. But this sounds great. Has a lot of fantastic songs in here. Definitely recommend Digital Noise Alliance by Queensryche. Coming in next at number 6, Every 5 Seconds by The Fix. Who would have thought? Here we are, The Fix at this point, putting in an album that's this good. If you were a fan of The Fix back in the day, I definitely recommend picking this up. Terrific thing, this is still the original guys in the band, and they all sound good every 5 seconds. Coming in at number 5, here's a good one, Carpe Diem by Saxon. This is her 23rd album. 23rd. And, you know, I know other people said it, including my buddy Chris Prophy. There is no reason that we should expect something this good from Biff and the Boys at this time. But this is, you know, one of the best metal albums of the year. Carpe Diem by Saxon. This is awesome. All right. We're getting up there already. Coming in at number 4. What a banger this one is. Sunrise at Slaughter Beach by Clutch. Neil Fallon. Sounds great on this album. I love it. This is just a great rock album. This is a hard rock album. I love it lyrically, musically, vocally. I know people, I don't know if they fall under the whole stoner rock type thing, but to me that's not, I don't know. I feel like they're more than that. This is definitely heavy rock with a blues feel to it, which is right up my alley. Slight punk edge to it at times, but Clutch, Sunrise at Slaughter Beach. So many of these lyrics are fantastic on this thing. I love it. That's a great one. All right. Coming in at number 3, we have Roller Fink by the Suffragettes. This is their first full-length studio album, because before they just put out 45s. I love this. This is all instrumental surf rock. And Nicole and Shermy, the guitar players, just play off of each other so well. They're a great live band, and I've listened to this album a lot. It always puts me in a good mood. It's nostalgic and new at the same time. If you're a fan of surf rock, boy, do yourself a favor and pick up Roller Fink by the Surfer Jets. Coming in at number 2, I have The Tipping Point by Tears for Fears. Wow, this thing is just emotionally charged. It's raw. It wears its heart on its sleeve, but it also offers redemption. I think it's been like, I don't know, 18, 19 years or something since Tears for Fears has put out an album, and then they come out with this, and it sounds incredible too. It has this gorgeous sound to it, which really, really adds to it. And, you know, I'll be honest, this is the first Tears for Fears record I have ever even owned, so I'm not like a big fan of them. So to me, to take this album and put it this high really says something about it. This is fantastic. I love it. So that is number 2. And coming in at number 1, the latest from Larkin Poe, Blood Harmony. Wow. Megan and Rebecca, with the help of co-producer Tyler Bryant, have come up with just their really first fully realized album. This is the complete package. This is blues rock, and vocally Rebecca sounds great. She sounds better than ever on this album. It is all originals. It's the first time that they have done all originals, and it is a great album. I love it. Blood Harmony by Larkin Poe. Definitely, I highly recommend this one. So those are my top 10 albums with a few other things thrown in there from 2022. Kind of curious what some of you think, what your albums are. If you have any of these, you agree with it, or if you disagree, that's cool. I'd like to hear it. I'm Gary. This is Physical Format Rock and Roll. I'm looking forward to 2023 and all the releases we will hear then, and seeing all of you out there. Till the next time, my friends, I will see you down the road.